I told you not to buy BYD, but you insisted. With poor materials, no wonder other brands can lower prices. And you still call the pride of Chinese manufacturing? I'm embarrassed.
You really shouldn't buy this car, no matter what. Don't buy it. Whoever does will regret it. I wouldn't take it even if it were free. Just get rid of it.
Isn't BYD the pride of domestic brands under fire? Problems with production, sales, overflowing inventory, and overcapacity issues?
Wuxi BYD. I've run the darkest track in all these years. Run, brothers, run.
Look. BYD, huh? Another day of utter despair. It really is BYD's absolutely terrible tires. This is the second time I've had to hug him, unfortunately.
Let's watch a really explosive video first. Wow, metal shell with plastic bag sound insulation cotton, cutting corners everywhere. You really know how to play the game. Let's take a look at the interiors of some so-called industry-leading models. They give you a fridge, a color TV, and a big sofa. But when you take apart the door panel, you find the windshield washer fluid is actually in a bag. How is that any different from a urine bag?
BYD is really annoying. Their patriotic marketing is just way over the top. They even go so far as to name everything after dynasties and change the English labels on buttons to Chinese. And then there's BYD's President Wang, who keeps emphasizing patriotism at every opportunity, even making it sound like poetry. I don't even know if these shills have brains. Why are you pushing patriotic marketing when you're just selling a car? Aren't you just trying to manipulate consumers? If your product is good, people will buy it naturally. Stop using patriotism as a selling point all the time.
This is what you get with domestic BYD. A steering wheel after just 1 year. This is what happens. Whatever you do, don't buy me.
Just look at this. Everyone's shaking their heads. I really can't take this car anymore. I want to support you as the top domestic brand, but you can't just use quality issues to fool me, can you?
Why do I say I'll never buy a BYD again? I just bought it less than 20 days ago, and it's already an old model. Who wouldn't be upset about that?
I picked up my car less than a month ago, and now it's discontinued. Hi, everyone. I'm a BYD owner at a major hospital. I just got my new Seal 06, and I haven't even put on the official license plates yet. The temporary plates haven't even expired. But what about my car? It's already discontinued now. The car's depreciation rate is at least 15%. So, once again, I've been stabbed in the back.
See, all these cars here are BYDs.
BYD's largest dealership group in Shandong has gone bust. 25 of its 4S dealerships have all shut down at once. The 3-year prepaid insurance fees paid by hundreds of car owners have gone down the drain, employees haven't been paid for half a year, and the person in charge is missing. What kind of signal does this send?
You know, BYD used to make a lot of money opening a 4S dealership, but this year, with such a huge downturn, they're about to go bankrupt. Can you imagine that?
Look closely, I'm reporting BYD by name. Its steel beams are no good. See? Do a bow, side, do a bow. Do a bow, right? And then, well, this lousy BYD crashed into a roadway. Look at how sturdy the center guard is.
A fan asked me, brother gang, is it still worth buying a BYD? I heard BYD cars are all junk, and people are saying BYD is about to go bankrupt, that it's in debt. The debt is too high, BYD is about to go under. There are a lot of people saying this online.
I bought the BYD Chin Plus when it first came out in 2021. Now the car body, chassis, and engine compartment all have rust, even rusted through. The doors are rusting and the A-pillar is especially rusted and bubbling. What I want now is for the manufacturer to replace the entire car body for me, but the manufacturer refuses. They just want to cut out the rusted parts and replace only those sections.
This brand honestly really doesn't treat its old customers like people. So I asked around among people who bought this car, whether it's the Chin or others. Whether it's the Chin or the Denza, I asked them if they would buy a BYD for their second car. Actually, most people, including myself, probably wouldn't choose this brand again for our next car. My car was already pretty cheap, so I can't even imagine how someone who spent over 300,000 yuan on a BYD Han would feel after seeing this picture. Wasn't there a joke a year or two ago? The people who bought this car to drive for Didi, after calculating at the end of the year, found that the money they earned wasn't even as much as the amount the car's price dropped.
The losses are huge. BYD's current highest debt ratio has already reached over 70%. If this situation can't be effectively resolved, it's very likely to become the next Evergrande. Right now, in the manufacturing industry, there are very few companies with such a high debt ratio of over 70%. BYD could very well be the next Evergrande.
BYD has started using suspension systems. Single link, double link, triple link. How is this any different from those old folks' cars? Is this really okay for the elderly? You wash it more than the car itself, but take it apart and look at the materials inside. This is the crash beam. It's so thin. It's not even as thick as the kitchen knife at home. The radiator brackets are made of plastic. Look Look at this. Look at this fender. It's a brand new car. Did you see that? There are already signs of rust. This is supposed to be the pride of Chinese products.
Domestic EV brands are key to CCP protection. BYD, the EV giant fostered by the CCP, faces criticism for worrying quality and shoddy manufacturing. Cases of car owners defending rights are often suppressed. While the CCP promotes EVs, it suppresses reports of EV accidents. Information, including videos and photos uploaded by netizens, is swiftly deleted. Netizens also criticize BYD for exploiting suppliers and workers. They are waging an aggressive price war to cripple their competitors. Price cuts cause significant losses and bankruptcies. BYD is under considerable inventory pressure. Records indicate BYD is holding approximately 600 billion yuan in debt, with a debt ratio over 70%. Leading automaker BYD has been compared to Evergrande. This suggests the mainland auto industry may be mirroring the real estate sector. Videos show carmakers like BYD face severe inventory backlogs, hundreds of new BYD vehicles abandoned at unfinished sites. Many suspect automakers fabricate sales figures to create false prosperity.
Only industrial waste relies on legal departments to survive. Have you seen Toyota, Honda, or Volkswagen constantly sending legal notices? I'm not perfect, but if you post something they dislike, they'll just take down your video. Some new energy car companies' legal departments are even busier than their sales. Today they sue media, tomorrow they threaten owners, even passers-by, cats and dogs included, get 2 legal letters. If nothing else, they're good at inflating numbers. Cui Shuhang claims to beat Tesla in self-driving, says he surpasses Huawei, but in reality, their cars break down on the road. Yet if you post a video about it, they'll immediately sue you for damaging their commercial reputation. Just search on Douyin for rankings of the toughest legal departments among car companies. The fiercer the legal team, the deeper the pit you're falling into.
Let's just ask, is it normal for a car you've owned for 2 years to have this kind of issue? The engine air filter housing is baked until it's brittle. And then, take a look at this soundproofing cotton. Look at this. It shatters with just a touch. Sigh, this air filter over here still needs... You have to wait. It takes 7 days because
the product really isn't. Let's not blame the gig workers. I've worked elsewhere, and my cousin has worked at Foxconn. He said Foxconn is 10 times better than BYD, okay? Don't even mention this kind of thing. Honestly, especially in our own country, these people are just so damn unscrupulous, because at Foxconn never delays wages and you always get paid. They always pay wages on the 7th of every month, never a day late. And as an employee, you get your salary, plus bonuses, year-end bonuses, and other performance awards. Companies like BYD, on the other hand. Well, first of all, they pay salaries very late every month, and they withhold more than 20 days of your wages. And if you resign, especially if you do it when they forget, you won't get your salary on time. If they force you to leave, those more than 20 days of wages are just gone. Yeah, the more ruthless and shady they are, the worse it gets. And then me, when I was at BYD before, I wasn't on the production line, but anyway, when I went there for my internship, an employee told me, he said, at BYD, there's no such thing as resigning. If you want to leave, you just handle it yourself, and they'll take away those 20 days of wages. So, BYD, it's not just people online criticizing them for no reason. He said it's really shady, seriously shady. Like, if you want to resign, there's no such thing as a formal resignation. You just handle it yourself, and those 20 days of wages are gone. Yeah.
My home is in BYD Lane.
How long did it take?
Less than a year.
People ask me every day if BYD hires people, whether it's tiring and whether it's a good job.
Would feel...
When I went there, was it an hourly worker or a full-time worker?
At this time...
How much does it cost?
19.
How many days does that day last?
12 hours. Then I have to work overtime.
You said you have to work overtime besides the 12-hour workday.
Right?
How many hours do you work a day?
I need at least 15. I can't leave until I'm done.
Oh, what's your position?
I'm in assembly, which means installing parts on the cars.
Isn't that too
tiring?
So why did you stop doing it? Did you go to a construction site or something?
It was just simply too much. I couldn't keep continuing.
Too tiring?
Yeah.
I've been at BYD for over 3 months, and today I finally quit, leaving behind that dim workshop where I had to work more than 10 hours a day and do night shifts. Every day felt extremely oppressive.
I listened to you all and bought a BYD Chin. In 8 months, I've driven 30,000 kilometers, and now this part is broken.
This part is broken.
Great, let's check out the video about this car first.
Children of China should drive Chinese cars?
Well said. Children of China should drive Chinese cars.
I think it should start with Chinese people don't deceive Chinese people. This guy must be a former world gymnastics champion, right? Wow, is he taking Didi's money to compete with Huawei? He really is following Huawei's path, leaving Huawei with nowhere to go. I'm thinking, as a child of China, shouldn't you let Chinese people drive your cars for free? Now let me show you what kind of car this guy actually drives in his daily life. See that? It's a Tesla, and it's even got a blue license plate. So you can tell this guy really separates work from his personal life. He tells you to buy Chinese cars, but then turns around and gets into his own imported car. Honestly, as long as you pay him, he'll say anything, no matter how insincere.
If you don't drive a BYD, you can't even enter the BYD factory. All BYD employees drive BYD cars. And what's really interesting is just how far they've taken this policy. There was a BYD employee. His father drove to pick up his child from work at BYD because it was pouring rain that day. But since he wasn't driving a BYD car, the security guard stopped him at the gate. So he called his son to come out, and his son had to run out in the heavy rain, got completely soaked, and only then could they drive home together. All because he wasn't driving a BYD car.
BYD not only makes cars, but their marketing is also incredibly slick. From naming their models after dynasties, to introducing Chinese character buttons, to slogans like "Together, we are Chinese cars," and most recently, Chinese people should drive Chinese cars. They've truly pioneered a new path of patriotic marketing in the auto industry. To be honest, at first I was really moved by this kind of patriotic marketing. But now, whenever I see this kind of marketing, I just feel disgusted and sick to my stomach.
Just look at this scene. It's all cars, all inventory, and this is just one corner of a factory. Just think about that. Isn't it kind of scary? Didn't they say sales were way ahead of everyone else? Some things you can only look at. Seriously, you can't take it at face value. Because now, even in many used car markets, what do you see? Brand new cars with 0 mileage, including license and tax, are being sold as used cars and exported as used cars. Sigh, even new cars are being sold as used ones. Why is that? Well, those who know. They've already resorted to any means necessary for the so-called sales numbers.
In the end, I had to pay out of pocket to replace this battery pack. Based on my personal experience, let me say something to everyone who comes across my video. If you're buying a car that runs on gas, never buy an electric one. If you're buying a gas car, never buy an electric one. If you really have to get an electric car, then Tesla is your only option. All that talk about patriotism is just nonsense. These dirty tricks and underhanded tactics are usually pulled by our own domestic companies, like coming up with rules such as no more than 30,000 kilometers per year. They can even think of things like that because if their product goes over 30,000 kilometers a year, it tends to break down easily. Yeah, the quality just isn't there, right? Go find out which car company came up with this, so why bother buying an electric car, right? We are being forced to buy electric cars because if we don't, we're not allowed to drive taxis.